You know what I'm hearing? A piece of your essence that had been rewritten, or it was constantly intervened with to be recorded in the wrong manner. That piece of your essence is tied to this person that keeps coming back, and they're coming from the past. I don't know exactly how that's translating, but they seem to be coming from the past. This is a person who's been in the investigative role. This is someone who's been fighting in the background, and you can easily see it as them fighting for you, fighting to be with you, fighting to share something with you. But they're fighting something larger that you're connected to. Whoever this is, they keep traveling towards you. They keep coming towards you. But I see them being stopped by gatekeepers, people who want to represent this person's role. Like, this is somebody who's an investigative kind of journalist, or an investigative spiritual prophet of some sort. But it's like their role has been usurped. It's almost like they never got to live in their role. And every time they come towards you, because for some reason their path and their myth, the connection that you have with this person transcends time. And they're not in your life in that sense, but in every meaning of the word. This is a person that I've picked up on energetically, who constantly intervenes from the spirit on the collective's behalf. Whoever this person is, they keep being intervened with. It's like they come from the past and then they're interrupted by some kind of like gatekeeper. And it's like this gatekeeper keeps telling them, go back, like, this time is not for you, this timeline is not for you anymore, why do you keep coming back? And as this investigator is saying that to them, this gatekeeper, this person coming from the past, they're seeing a vision of you. And it's like you're in the water. There's a myth that's being created of you that's like a martyr myth. And they have a piece of the puzzle, and it's not even an information they have to give you, it's their presence. It's like you and this person coming into connection together, and this could be a love relationship for a lot of you. Coming together creates this lucid reality, and you could already be feeling it because this person has recently made contact, they've recently broken the barrier, and they've recently been held back by the same gatekeepers who keep intervening with this person. And you believe that they're not trying to reach you. You might believe that you don't have a romantic relationship, or you don't have somebody that cares about you. Whatever the case might be, that is the myth that these people have been trying to build. And they've been restarting the timeline over and over again to put you in this space of birth again and again and again. And you could see it like reincarnation, but it's not linear. That's not how I'm seeing it. It's the same cycle being repeated in this life over and over again. And it's not about healing, because it's not your fault. It's not what you're doing. It's what's being prevented. You've seen Matrix Reloaded, right? The last one. Do you know when both Trinity and Neo come together, what happens to the Matrix? They're literally able to recreate it in their image. This is the kind of collective chosen ones that we are, truly in our essence. In the astral, we have all these powers. Like, I don't care how that sounds. We have powers to transmute fire. We are one with nature in every meaning of the word. Flying, all of these things are not a myth. They are the truth. And in order for these beings to build the world, the matrix that as we know it, as we see it today, with all the NPCs, with all this craziness, in order for them to build it, they had to keep Trinity and Neo close enough in proximity that they continue to long, they continue to rebirth reality over and over and over again for them to create in their image. And this is exactly the cycle that you are here to break. And I've said this yesterday in the video, you are the beginning and the end of your bloodline. For a lot of you, you are the beginning and the end. because we are supposed to see the true essence of this planet. We are here to revive the true essence of this planet. And whoever this person is, they are your divine counterpart. And I'm telling you, this is someone who has been stuck in the past. And you've heard of twin flames, how they're actually a past version of you. And this is actually what I'm picking up on today. This is like a twin flame energy, but I don't like to bring that up because there's so much propaganda about twin flames out there. I don't even want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. But that's what I'm picking up on. This isn't some karmic. This is somebody who is divinely like a part of you. They're you. And they keep coming from the past, and there is gatekeepers that keep them, because all they need is to be in your proximity. And even when they're not near you, when they get close enough in proximity to your timeline, everything starts to glitch. There's deja vu upon deja vu, and I've mentioned this on my threads, where it feels like we've lived this time before. There's this eerie sense of knowing everything that's about to happen, knowing that this day feels awfully familiar, like you've lived it before. And I'm telling you, these people's power, the grasp that they have had on the collective consciousness is slipping. And the fact that a lot of you in the astral have actually mastered the elements that you are born with. You've mastered the elements, actually the opposite elements that you're not born with. But they don't want you to be in the element that you were born into. That's very interesting. It's like they want you to create reality for them, but they don't want you to manifest the reality that you naturally create for the benefit of everyone. This person, they want to relay some kind of message. And back to the water scenario, because the energy that I'm picking up on is for a lot of you collective, especially if you're a divine feminine. Honestly, you could be a man, it doesn't really matter. The way that they want to paint you is into the dark myth, like Medusa. Do you see her right there? Kind of like Medusa, but I'm picking up on like they're trying to use you as an example to prevent those like you, gifted ones like you, from almost stepping into their role. And that's why there's a lot of focus on you. Like there's a lot of focus on some of you where you're not quite allowed to, even as you've transmuted and transitioned into who you actually are, the pieces of the puzzle, the essence that naturally belongs to you, and this person is a part of it, keeps getting held back. And because their desire, by doing that, their desire is to create a myth about you. Like a myth where you become the endangered, the exemplary story of what to avoid. They're trying to rewrite history as you're creating it. That's what I'm picking up on. They're literally trying to rewrite history as you're making it. And what I picked up on yesterday is in the Akashic records and the divine records. Like, I'm not that kind of person who goes into the Akashic records, but sometimes I do get information from there. They are writing some of the divine people's names. They're giving them a false last name. They're trying to write divine people under false names. And I had to go to the clerk and ring them up. I had to punch them a new hole to get them to write the correct name down. Because I've had this dream before. I've had this like encounter in the astral before. This isn't the first time. Where they're trying to actively put divine beings who have risen into their essence, who have claimed their path and their purpose, into false names. It's like, if all else fails, if you defeat the dragon within you, then we're going to put you under a disguise as if you don't exist. And this is exactly the reason why they're doing it, is because it impacts your divine as well. It impacts the counterpart. It impacts those that when you are in close proximity to them, because you are one. When you are close proximity to them, you don't just impact your own reality. You literally shift the entire paradigm. And what I'm picking up on is like things being very lucid. Like you can think of something today and it's going to happen tomorrow. Like, in fact, it could be so instantaneous to the point where that feedback loop gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And that's when you start to see powers emerge. It's the loop getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. So they're trying to widen that circle. They're trying to widen that gap where everything operates very, very slowly. That way, they can stand at the edge of the snake's tail and receive what is almost like an eye. They can sort of filter through and manage to replicate themselves in some people's image, like your image, because they have to copy you to exist. They don't exist otherwise. The timeline, the frequency would be so unlivable for them. It's like trying to breathe out in space. It's like trying to breathe underwater. Like, it would be so unlivable for them. They would have to die. They would have to literally, like, disintegrate. They'll just disappear as if they never existed before. That's what they're afraid of. Annihilation. Complete annihilation. And so they create these wide loops where you have to start over a timeline over and over and over again, because they can't exist in the new earth. They can't exist in the new timeline. So this divine counterpart, the fact that I picked up on them having done this multiple times, like, they already expect them to come. They already expect them to come from the past. They're like, oh, here you are again. And then they put them and the gatekeeper puts them in this cage, and then they zoop them back to their timeline over and over again. Because they have to keep them separate. They have to keep you and them longing for each other. And in that gap, it is the edge of the snake's tail. Nothing gets fulfilled, so that means they get fulfilled with the backwash of the energy that isn't being absorbed into the natural frequency the earth just wants to rebound into. Let me see. When this loop gets tighter, what I'm picking up on is reality almost feeling like a dream. If you ever had a lucid dream where you can do anything, you don't even have to consciously think of things in a way that's strenuous. You can just be. There's no debris. There's no emotional debris to work through. There's no healing or transmutation that takes place. Everything is instantaneous. That is the reality that we're here to build. It's not a reality where, because you have to understand, these vampires, these entities, they exist because of us. Like, they don't exist outside of us. They exist because of us, because of our fragmentation. And that's why you notice these people mimicking you and all of these things when you begin to ascend, especially when you meet your counterpart and you have an exponential awakening. You see the entire world almost turning against you because you're seeing the fragments of you that they have mimicked. And I kept getting this energy all the time, especially before I reached that other breakthrough where I've started to see the illusion and behind the illusion and behind the illusion. It's the essence of just being constantly mirrored in a very fraudulent way. And you might believe that that's like a smear campaign or, somebody putting a curse on you and all that stuff. It's not. You're actually seeing the non-players for what they are. That's what's happening. It's not a curse in the traditional sense. You're seeing the truth without the goggles. It's always been happening. You just never saw it because they see you, right? Just like GTA, the characters begin to exist only when you show up. And so when you show up, they don't have an identity of their own. They morph into whatever fragments that you have yet to possess or whatever fragments that you they believe that would resonate with you the most. And if you don't recognize it, they get to exist and the cycle gets widened again. But the minute you recognize it and you close the loop, that feeds back into the collective, making the cycle tighter and tighter and tighter until it is not a cycle anymore. Until it is literally an I am, a consciousness, a dot, a presence. That is where we're going. And whoever this counterpart is, they're very close to you. Like, they're so close to you. And as of late, the last couple of weeks, people have said there's been an attack. None of that works anymore. You have to understand. None of that works anymore. You are in such a high frequency that whatever is taking place in that dimension, don't pay mind to it whatsoever. I'm telling you this, guys. We have entered a very new timeline. This is a very new timeline. It's not a cycle. It's uncharted territory. And if you've been getting multiple deja vus, this is a sign that you've entered something that they've tried to alter over and over again. Like, you've entered a space where you have dismissed all the false realities so deeply, so profoundly integrated into your truth that you're beginning to see the illusion for what it is. That we are not actually here in that sense. That we are living in a multidimensional reality. That's why you're seeing this. And the more you're in that space, the less the gatekeeper can keep this person away. Like, that's what I'm getting. The less they can keep them away. They have to make the myth come true. And like every single myth, there's always a story that they tore out of the book. And a lot of you, I've mentioned this before in yesterday's video, if you are really a chosen one, you are a part of the myth. The story had been written about you before you were born. It had been written about you because time doesn't exist like that. It's a dot. It's just all here. You, if you are a soul, a divine being from the source code, an original, there is a myth about you. And they are trying to create the opposite. You know, the myth where Medusa gets murdered. What if there's an opposite one? That's the kingdom. And this is a person in your energy that is actually who you are. It's you. And it's a twin flame. I'm just going to say it. I don't care what it sounds like. It's a twin flame. It's you from the past. Literally. They can't keep you apart anymore. That's what I'm picking up on. They cannot keep you apart anymore. A lot of the people that have come up against you, entities that have come up against you, don't have any power whatsoever. You are about to see reality, your reality shifting in a way that you're almost going to be like, am I dreaming? You're going to have to be pinching yourself constantly. Like, is this really happening? That's what it's going to feel like. Be ready. That's all I have for today. Until next time, guys. I hope this resonated because this is a really positive message. Like, people usually complain on my channel, like, oh, it's a negative message. Well, because I have to tell you the truth. And if you would like to support the channel, do not forget to get the merch. If you want a personal reading, readings are closed, but there's a collective tarot readings if you want those. These are channel messages. As usual, my book, Sad Girl, is in the description box down below. Social media down below. Until next time, guys, take care. I love you all. Peace.